A blessed day, senior high school students of Maliwala National High School. Welcome to the second quarter of Oral Communication in Context. This day, we will be discussing individual differences and its role in communication. In this video presentation, various situations like organizations, schools, and even everyday life scenarios are taken into consideration in dealing with individual differences. In the course of our discussion, we will be targeting these learning objectives: define individual differences in an organization, discuss the different kinds and causes of individual differences, present implications of individual differences in the organization, and expand case studies in relation to individual differences. On becoming individually different, individuals such as distinct personalities, beliefs, feelings, and moods carry a variety of variations to work. When new workers join organizations, how they behave and perform is influenced by their stable or transient features. In addition, businesses or organizations recruit people with the understanding that certain skills, abilities, attitudes, and beliefs are accessible to certain individuals. Therefore, it is important to understand individual characteristics that matter for member behaviors in organization. Let us define individual difference. According to Skinner, today we think of individual differences as including any measurable aspect of the total personality. Trevor James defined individual differences as variations or deviations from the average of the group, with respect to the mental or physical characters occurring in the individual member of the group. Also, Jose Calderon has defined individual difference as the uneven rate of growth and development among individuals. This goes to show that we all have our own phase of growth and development. We have our own paths to take. We have our own characteristics, flaws, and even imperfections to embrace. Let us talk about the different types of individual differences. And as I go along in my discussion, I will be sharing with you some streak of introspection I encountered in the course of my study on individual differences. First, physical differences. Shortness or tallness of stature, darkness or fairness of complexion, fatness or thinness are various physical individual differences. Also, there is differences in intelligence. There are differences in intelligence level among different individuals. We can classify the individuals from very superior above 130 IQ to extremely low 69 and below IQ based on their intelligence level. Although we are different in terms of physical and intelligence, we must remember that there are no mistakes, but only lesson learned. Most conflict in organization is caused by our differences in our understanding of many things. But we have to remember that we should take responsibility of ourselves. We know ourselves better. We know our flaws. We know our birthmarks. We know our scars. We know our pains. We should take responsibility of ourselves. Let us not be afraid of what others think, because what truly matters are the opinions and the point of views and perspectives of people around us who really matter, such as our friends, our family, and even our mentors and our advisors. Which leads me to saying that family is not always blood. If you are different when it comes to your intellectual capacity and even into your physical appearance, you should always know your worth. And never ever measure someone's worth with productivity, wealth, physical appearance, and even IQ level. For our difference in physical and intelligence can also actually be our strength and asset in the organization. There is also difference in attitudes. Individuals differ in their attitudes towards different people, objects, institutions, and authority. Also, differences in achievement. it has been found through achievement tests that individuals differ in their achievement abilities. These differences are very much visible in reading, writing, and learning in mathematics. In these two types of individual differences, attitudes, and achievement, there should be a demarcation line between self-centeredness and selfishness. In an organization, there will be times that you have to put yourself first and you have to help yourself first, and that is okay. Being self-centered is far way different from being selfish. We cannot help others if we are helpless ourselves. And there are also members of the organization who are always sad, problematic, and always see the negative out of things. And as the member who is optimistic and someone who sees the light and ray of sunshine in everything, you should spread support and love to this kind of people. As you see, they are different because we have our different attitudes and perspectives on many things. As a member of an organization, we must learn to say no. Actually, it is the most liberating one word to say. To protect our peace and to fight for our inner peace, we must learn to say no. But let us not be afraid to say yes as well. Because all activities that are given to us, all tasks that are given to us, are actually opportunities for growth and development. And remember that great things in life happens at the end of your comfort zone. No great things are happening inside your comfort zone. Maybe there is out of security, but once you step out, you will see that there is a bigger world waiting for you. And of course, the first step is always the scariest. People are different when it comes to achievement. We do not have the same courage to try new things. We do not have the same opportunities. We do not have the same paths to take. And it only means that it is okay to fail. And it is also okay to ask for help. Remember, you are not the center of the universe. People are too busy chasing their dreams. Not everybody really cares about your failures. So why be afraid committing one? Remember that these failures will lead you to your bigger successes. Again, we are different in attitudes and achievement, but this too can actually be our assets in the organization. Differences on account of sex. Through the years, there is already a clamor for equality in gender roles and responsibilities in workplaces, in the household, and even in organization. There is a major stereotyping that men are better in strategic planning, while women are better in secretariat and clerical works. But those are way past time. Year 2020 or even our history speaks on how gender was really redefined through the years. That women took their space in the society, and men can also do works at home and can also perform household chores, sometimes even better than women. But through the years, especially these latter years that we have encountered, genders are not just two. There is a representation of the different genders using the metaphor of a rainbow, which is actually a major shift or addition in the knowledge of future leaders that when it comes to leading an organization, all genders must be considered and must be equally treated. There is also difference due to economic status. Differences in children's interests, tendencies, and characters are caused by economic differences. In an organization, there are conflicts because people think that they are better than someone because of their experiences, because of their family history, because of their family background, because of their educational history. But the truth is, when it comes to organization, all members are equal. And it is a great reminder that pride is tasteless, odorless, and colorless, but it is the hardest pill to swallow. In analyzing behaviors in the organization, one must swallow the pill of pride for them to wholeheartedly open themselves to people. And there should always be taking note or a mental note of people who were with you when you have nothing to offer. In an organization, there will be people who will be using you for their advantage. And some people will leave you when they cannot take anything from you anymore. So take a mental note of those people who stayed when you have nothing to offer. Also in organizations, you are not required to mingle with your co-members or your workmates all the time. There should be a me time or personal time that you allot to yourself, for there is nothing more powerful in holding your peace. And actually, that strengthens your solitude. Moreover, there should be a respect in boundaries. We can educate, share, teach our thoughts and beliefs, point of views and perspectives to our co-members, but we should never ever impose them. We are all intellectually able to filter what is right and what is wrong for us. We can educate, but we shall never impose. Respect boundaries. And talking about sex and economic status, let us not be a bystander. We should stand up for what we know is right. No matter how soft your voice is, no matter how little your words are, use your voice to speak up for what is right. The mere fact that you are different, it means that you have a significant role to portray in this world. And by using your voice, you can portray that role. So do not be a bystander. Speak for what you know is right. Differences in personality. Based on differences in personality, individuals have been classified into many groups. Jung classified people into 3 groups: introverts, extroverts, and ambiverts. Imagine an organization full of introverts. Also, imagine an organization full of extroverts or ambiverts. There should always be a spice in everything, and variety is the spice of life. So an organization with these different personalities is really a room or an opportunity for a more productive organization. Since we are different when it comes to personality, there should also be an understanding that we have our different emotional levels in dealing with many things. We have our levels of patience, levels of understanding, level of forgiveness, and level of happiness as well. Also, there is differences due to nationality. Individuals of different nations differ in respect of physical and mental differences, interests, and personality. Imagine an organization which is a mixture of different cultures, beliefs, and traditions. It is really interesting to be part of it, because people from different nationalities can offer many things in the organization. But talking about personality and nationality, sometimes people have conflict out of this too. Because when you are different when it comes to personality, some leaders are presented or referred to as arrogant, some are just ordinary, or some are just going by the day. So you have to understand as well that in an organization, not everybody has the same energy as you. So do not expect so much of people that they can give back the same loyalty and energy you gave to them. Part of the streak of introspection I encountered is that since we have different personalities, we have our own different journey that we are currently taking. We should always ask permission to vent out. We owe it to other people, or we owe it to that person to ask if it is okay to invade their peace of mind. In an organization, it is normal to open up your feelings, your thoughts, your hard feelings, and even your rants about your co-members or about the policies in the organization. But before opening it up, you owe it to your manager or to your leader to ask permission whether it is okay to invade their peace of mind. Remember, you are socially responsible to be more ethical than the society you grew up with. And you do you. It is not others' job to make you feel better. You know your personality well. And just because you're hurting doesn't mean you have the license to hurt people. And when you hurt someone, you do not get to decide otherwise, that what you did is just okay. It's not your choice or your decision to make whether the person is just right or not. So, in an organization, you are socially responsible and to be ethical than the society you grew up with. And this is also a reminder when it comes to nationality that religions and cultures are man-made. Some are just shoved to our throats and they are the only truths we know. So we should read, explore, and expand our horizons. Sometimes we are limited by the knowledge given to us when we were kids or given to us in schools. We can only be an organization with understanding and care for each other if we open and expand our horizons in understanding the personalities and respecting the nationalities of our co-members. Here are the different causes of individual differences. Heredity. Some heretical traits bring a change from one individual to other. An individual's height, size, shape, and color of hair, shape of face, nose, hands, and legs, so to say, the entire structure of the body is determined by his heretical qualities. Intellectual differences are also largely influenced by hereditary factor. Environment. The environment brings individual differences in behavior, activities, attitudes, etc. Environment does not only refer physical surroundings, but also it refers to the different types of people, society, their culture, customs, traditions, social heritage, ideas, and ideals. Race and nationality. This is one of the causes of individual differences. This is caused by our placement in the different geographical places in the world, which leads us to grow in a place which has specific and particular cultures, beliefs, and traditions. Due to sex variation, sex differs one individual from the other, be it biologically or by gender choice. Although there is a gender stereotyping when it comes to the roles and responsibilities of men and women, people of different genders have already taken their space and voiced out their thoughts and their beliefs in the society, which really made a big change in our understanding and acceptance of gender. Age. Age is another factor that is responsible in bringing individual differences. Learning ability and adjustment capacity naturally grow with age. When one grows in age, can acquire better control over our emotions and better social responsibilities. Education. Education is one major factor which brings individual differences. Traits of human beings like social, emotional, and intellectual are modified through proper education. Let us discuss about the different roles of individual differences in communication. Remember that in your everyday life, you encounter and communicate with people who are totally different from what and who you are. This only shows that we are individually different, that no specific or two fingerprints are totally the same. Therefore, We become from different backgrounds, experiences, cultures, traditions, and beliefs. Walia 2020 found out in her study titled Educational Implications of Individual Differences that no two persons are alike in this world. Individuals differ in mental abilities, physical abilities, and personality traits. This study by Walia 2020 is found to be very relevant in the present discussion since the teachers should adopt the teaching methods considering the best in view of differences of children in the class. The teacher can also study individual differences and can help in development of abilities of the child up to the optimum level. Aras 2014 revealed in his study titled Personality and Individual Differences that literature which intertwines within such fields as history, philosophy, sociology, psychology, and so on is a discipline within where language is we use as a medium of expression to interpret man, existence and culture, personality, and individual differences. There is a very strong correlation between literature and psychology for the fact that both deal with human beings and their reactions, perceptions of the world, miseries, wishes, desires, fears, conflicts, and reconciliations. Cuba 2017 found out in his study titled Identifying the Individual Differences Among Students During Learning and Teaching Process by Science Teachers that half of interviewed science teachers stated that individual differences are important for determining the learning styles of students. This study is found to be relevant in the present discussion since individual differences are really a major factor to consider in identifying teaching strategies in addressing the different learning styles of the students. We are all born with distinct characteristics, traits, and personalities, which set us apart from others. These differences can be of great contribution to our successes in life, for they are our treasures in pursuing any dream we have. Some may see it as their weaknesses since they somehow cause them discrimination in a group or organization. However, one must understand and embrace his or her difference, which is his uniqueness. No one will ever appreciate you and your uniqueness but you. You do you. Never ever compare your timeline and path to others. We have our own destiny and road to be. Dare to be different. Soar high, flap your wings, but always put your feet on the ground. Again, this is Christian Paul Sunga, reminding you to always triage your feelings.